Today, we are going to explore the wonderful world of poetry. Poems can tell stories, express emotions, and even paint pictures with words. To help us learn about some famous poets and how poetry works, we are going to meet Piper, the poetry pony, who loves listening to poems while trotting through the fields. She even writes some of her own. Now, for those of you who haven't met me, my name is Miss Bree. I'm an educator, a farmer, an illustrator, a singer, and a proud grammar nerd. Welcome to the Farm School. Hello, friends. My name is Piper, and I am a pony who loves poetry. When the wind moves through the grass and birds sing in the trees, it feels like nature is speaking in poetry. Today, I'm going to introduce you to some famous poets who used words to share their thoughts and feelings with the world. But I'm also going to show you what poetry is and why it's something that has lasted. So first of all, what is poetry? Poetry is a special kind of writing. Poets often use rhythm, rhyme, and vivid words to create pictures in our minds. A poem might make us feel happy, thoughtful, curious, or even surprised. Poetry helps people share their feelings and ideas in creative ways. Now, people have written poetry for thousands of years. Some poets write about nature, others write about love, friendship, or even just big ideas about the world. Poetry helps people explain how they see life and the experiences around them. One of the most famous poets in history was William Shakespeare. He's my friend here over on the right. Now, he lived in England over 400 years ago. That was during Queen Elizabeth I's reign. And she actually used to come to some of his plays. Isn't that cool? So Shakespeare wrote many poems called sonnets, which follow special patterns of rhythm and rhyme. His poems often explored love, beauty, and the passage of time. Next up, we have Emily Dickinson, who's one of the most famous American poets. She lived in the United States during the 1800s. Now, Emily Dickinson loved writing about nature, life, and even big questions about the world. Her poems were often short, but very, very powerful. Now, here we have Langston Hughes, who was a poet who wrote about hope, dreams, and fairness. He lived during a time called the Harlem Renaissance, when many African American artists and their writers shared their voices and stories. His poems often celebrated culture, music, and everyday life. He was a pretty cool guy. And here's one of my Miss Bree's personal favorites. Jumping in here to say this is one of my favorites. Okay, sorry, back to Piper. Here we have Maya Angelou. Maya Angelou was a poet who used her words to inspire people. Her poems often spoke about strength, hope, and standing up for what is right. One of her most famous poems is called Still I Rise. Now, one poet that I personally, Piper, enjoy is Robert Frost. He often wrote about farms, forests, and the changing seasons. Many of his poems are about quiet moments in nature, the kind of moments I enjoy while walking through fields and pastures. Poetry can also be playful and funny. You've probably read some of this poet's poems. Silverstein wrote silly and imaginative poems for children. His poems often make readers laugh while still sharing creative ideas. Poems come in many different forms. Some poems rhyme, while others are written in free verse, which doesn't even follow a pattern. Some poems are very short, like haiku, while others follow structured patterns like sonnets or limericks. Poetry gives writers many ways to express their ideas. Nature has inspired poets for centuries. Poets wrote about forests, oceans, mountains, and even quiet farms, like the one I live on. Nature can help writers describe beauty, change, and even just the feelings we experience in the world around us. Poetry matters because it helps people express themselves. A poem can make us see the world differently or notice small details we might have missed before. Poetry encourages imagination and thoughtful reflection. A poet watches the world carefully. They choose words that help readers imagine sights, sounds, and feelings. By arranging those words in thoughtful ways, poets turn everyday experiences into art. Poetry even has some special vocabulary words. Rhyme, for one, happens when words end with the same sound, like sky and fly and dry. Rhythm is the beat or the flow of the poem, a little like music. A stanza is a group of lines in a poem, similar to a paragraph in a story. And imagery is when poets use words that help readers picture something in their minds. So, I want you to try writing a poem. It doesn't have to be fancy, it doesn't have to be something that, you'd give to Shakespeare. But you know what? I want you to try it. Poetry isn't only for famous writers, you can write them too. Think about something you enjoy, like animals, seasons, or just places you like to visit. You can write a poem that rhymes. Or you can just write free verse, where the words flow naturally without a rhyme pattern. The most important thing is sharing your ideas and imagination. One of my favorite places to hear poetry is outside in nature. Listen to birds singing, the wind rustling leaves, or rain tapping gently on the ground. Nature has its own rhythm and music. Many poets are inspired by these sounds and turn them into beautiful poems. If you remember one thing about poetry, remember this. Poetry is a way for people to share their voices. It can be serious or playful, long or short, quiet or powerful. Anyone can write poetry, even you. Thanks, Piper, for coming today and talking to us about the. Now, today, Piper helped us learn about poetry and some famous poets who used their words to inspire others. Poetry allows us to explore emotions, ideas, and the beauty of language. And who knows, maybe one of you will grow up to be a poet too. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next video.